Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is not gonna be a dip with me video. I'm sorry about that. This is gonna be an appraise video, and gonna do a little design. But first, I wanted to talk about this adhesive gel. This was the little gel that I used in the last video to put my nails on, the appraise tips. I just wanted to I'm going to put this on Instagram too, so I just kind of wanted to show. This is some weird looking gel stuff, but you just get it up. It definitely has a gel smell to it, but it's not overpowering or anything like that. You don't need a whole lot. It is not the least bit sticky or anything like that. You need more than that, of course. I'm just kind of doing a little bit of a example here, and then you're just going to put it on your nail. You press it down, and it kind of, spreads out all around there. Yeah. I'm not really using enough to make it do anything, because I didn't plan on using it. And then you just cure it, and it was very easy and simple to do. If you want to look back on my video, you can see it. But after 1 week, I noticed my nail lifting. Now this right here is an appraise tip with 2 coats of dip, 1 coat of clear, and then a top coat. So I noticed it coming off, and then I noticed that this was the little gel piece that I had used, to adhere it. And it kind of come off as one solid piece. It only lasted 1 week. It done minimal damage to my thumbnail coming off. It did tear a little piece off right there, as you can see, but not bad damage. But this was a different nail, because after that one came off, they just started coming off, pretty steadily right after that. I was very disappointed, because this gel was so nice and easy to use. There was no stickiness. It was pretty cool. I got it off of Etsy, but I was really disappointed. Well, anyway, I wanted to see how this done in acetone, so I soaked this for 24 hours in acetone, and it did not even break down, not even a little bit. Not even a little bit did this break down in the acetone after 24 hours. It didn't. So I don't know what this gel stuff's made out of, but it does not break down in acetone. So I probably won't be using it again unless I want to do a mani, that I just want to wear for like a week or something like that. But I was pretty disappointed in it. Just wanted to do a little update on this. Yeah, I was pretty disappointed in this stuff. So I really hate that. I really do. But as far as applying it, it is really nice. It is not sticky. It's very easy to use. Just doesn't last. And then I don't really know how you're supposed to take it off when it does not even soak even a little bit in acetone. So I was really disappointed in it. But it is this stuff right here. You can get it on Etsy. It's pretty cheap. It is made for adhering, well, anything you want to adhere. I'm thinking about trying to use it for some rhinestones and stuff, but I'm not too sure even about that either, because, you want something to last. And I've never had like my Apres Extend Gel or anything like that come off that fast. So I can't, it's not my prep or anything like that, because I've done the exact same prep I do for any other enhancement, and this started coming off within, I don't know, 5 to 7 days. So I don't know, I might give it another try just to see how it is. But as of right now, I'm thinking it's not gonna be my go-to. I was singing its praises, but now not so much. Alright, so at this point, we're going to go on into the normal video. Just wanted to mention that. Dang, I was so bummed out about that. I really was, y'all. Ugh. I had such high hopes for it. And it, you know, you guys that watched my last video, you heard me singing its praises. Oh, this is the coolest stuff ever. It works so good. It's so nice. Yada, yada, yada. But after a week, I had a different story. Okay. Probably going to do this video a little bit different than how I normally do. I'm just going to let you guys watch. This might be kind of one of those ASMR type videos. Just going to let you guys watch. I'm not going to do much talking. And you guys let me know what you like better, whether a talking video or a non-talking video. So I'm going to turn my show on and I'm going to get busy.
This person and just coming up with nothing every time.
That's when I seen that tallish, blackish dude, but it ain't black, it's white.
Okay.
I seen his face.
All right. The whitish, blackish, tallish, shortish, fattish, skinniest.
You know, at that point in time in the interview, Brian and I both pretty much knew he just flat out lying. And before the interview, we found out from the Callahans that it was pretty much law at their house. You don't come inside with your shoes on. If you come in that house, you better take your shoes off.
Do something my foot.
How is it you get well talking to people?
I'm trying to tell you, but I just can't tell you that one part.
Okay. That's probably one of the biggest things that I could tell you in that interview that broke it wide open as far as Jimmy asking that question, a brilliant question.
I just need to.
All right, then what happened?
She was goofing around and I was goofing around. Well, I didn't know the gun was loaded.
Okay. And what happened?
And she was acting like she was pulling the trigger. And I said, don't do that. And I took it away. And I went to go try to go put it up so I can go leave. And it went off.
No. He to this day, he still has not told us the whole truth.
Mm-hmm.
We are all here today because of this little girl. This is Alana Carat. She was 14 years old when she was murdered. I remember getting this case very early on after it was arraigned, and the callousness of this offense, she was executed. In the amount of time that it took Amanda Callahan to get in her truck, drive down the driveway, and drives all the way back down the driveway, the defendant has managed to shoot Alana Callahan in the back of the head and drag her body 200 feet behind her house. Basically, what he did was he laid in wait in the woods, and when Amanda left, came in the front door, and he shot her in the back of the head.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Please publish the verdict, please.
In the case of the State of Georgia versus Lacey Aaron Schmidt, we, the jury, find the defendant, Lacey Aaron Schmidt, guilty of malice murder.
It was very sad that a 14-year-old had murdered someone, but it doesn't mean that they get a free pass, basically, to commit murder.
So you have to serve a term of life in prison without possibly a parole. That's the total sentence.
And I remember looking back at the Callahans, just acknowledging it's done kind of thing. what's going on right now with the Supreme Court after Miller versus Alabama. You know, I'd like to believe that a 14-year-old is redeemable in some degree. But I mean, the callousness of this offense, I mean, it's pretty cold-blooded.
Where's Dad?
Out back, I think. This is Alana's stuff.
These were her night clothes. Along with a pair of her socks. Picking similar. All I have is material things that he couldn't take.
My nails are so thin and tender right now because of those that gel pulling off like it did. You know, my nails are so thin and tender feeling because it, you know, it took a layer of nail off with it, and they were already thin to start with because I do my nails so often.
I don't see him doing any harm like that to anybody on purpose.
You have to consider his status.
Usually when I do this, I use my drill on about a 5. I got it on a 3 today because they're so tender feeling.
Because he's young.
I'm not saying every kid needs to go to prison the rest of their entire life, but there's some that do. Because I'm telling you, he's gonna kill somebody again.
Hello?
Whenever I slow down with a cup of slow-roasted Javalia, I feel renewed. And it turns out Javalia can do the same for your wood furniture.
Why do you know these things?
See, the coffee can be used as a natural
Poor
stain.
little nails.
Now that's what I call a coffee table. Oh, but he gets a laugh track?
Order delicious slow-roasted Javalia now, and we'll also
I think
send you
I
a
like
wood stand because
to
we
talk
physically
with
can't
you
knock
guys
them
while I'm
down.
doing my
Order
nails
now.
because I don't have any friends.
You
You guys are my only
Guess what
friends.
she found?
A hole. How big was the hole?
Did she go in?
She squeezed her way through.
So my little nail community that I have on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube, kind of the only little friends that I have.
Plaque psoriasis, the burning, itching, the pain. With Tremfya, adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can uncover clearer skin and improve symptoms at 16 weeks.
Serious allergic reactions may occur. Tremfya may increase your risk of infections and lower your ability to fight them. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, or if you had a vaccine or plan to.
Tremfya, Emerge Tremfyant. Janssen can help you explore cost support options.
Well, after being incarcerated, it was hard. I couldn't even really think. I was so scared. And I was 14 years old. They know you're young. I always have to be prepared for the worst, man. Always. Because things happen here 24/7. Someone's gonna get stabbed, someone's gonna get beat up. I don't know if some people want to try to group up on you, try to rape you. You don't know what's gonna go and happen. People all got life sentences, just get in with it. I just gotta deal with it. I gotta keep my head up and keep moving with it. If not, I'll just fall down until it's nothing. Sitting in nothing but hell.
this is Steve. Okay, perfect.
Hello.
Hey, Aaron, it's Steve Reba. How you doing?
I'm doing alright, sir. How about yourself?
Good, good. I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about the process from this point forward, okay?
Yes, sir.
Juvenile life without parole is supposed to be for the worst of the worst. In order to impose that sentence constitutionally, the judge has to reach the conclusion that this kid is irreparably corrupt. Because I don't think that person really exists, especially these kids, man. Like, they grow up, they mature. If they're not even the same person that committed the crime. A Miller and Montgomery, that definitely applies to your case. Your sentence right now is not legal. So that's certainly something we're going to challenge. And our most important deadline is coming up.
At this point, if you are prone to oily nail beds, I would recommend you taking
the brain science that comes out of those about the prefrontal cortex
alcohol
of children,
and going over your
to
wipe all these off with. I would recommend you taking alcohol on a lint-free wipe and wiping your nails down.
Should we be treated the same as
I do not have a very oily nail bed, so I am gonna skip
I won't give up
that. All I'm gonna do is take this and go over. This is a medium bristled brush. It's not a real hard bristle, but it's definitely not a soft bristle. It's a medium bristle brush.
Win this case for him.
So I'm just gonna brush off each one to make sure there's no dust, lint, things like that.
My Aaron, I raised him since he was 5. This is when he first came to stay with me. My regrets that I didn't spend more time with him. By me being so busy working outside the home, he wanted to be with the Callahans.
Aaron, Alana and the boys actually met him first. They had wandered down toward the creek and they just come walking back up with another kid, and we're like, where did this kid come from? But he introduced himself and told us that he just lived straight through the woods, told us a little bit about himself. They're the same age as Alana. He was being raised by his sister, who was a lot older.
The Callahans, he's seen them every day. Every day.
Aaron was super respectful and always wanted to help out, so he's always helping me do stuff.
Yeah. I said, you spend more time over there than you do with your sister. He says, but I like it. They accept me into their family.
He was basically treated like one of the other kids. I don't know what happened. I thought he was a good kid. But he wasn't.
What occurred on January 31st, 2011 was nothing short than cold-blooded, premeditated murder.
The information that he gave to investigators was that the gun may have accidentally discharged. It just went off. That wasn't the case. This was something that he planned very carefully. I had to prove my case that, it clearly was not an accident.
Were there any restrictions on when Aaron was allowed to be at your home?
He wasn't supposed to be at the house unless me or my husband was there.
Okay, and when did that rule come into play?
The Wednesday before Alana was killed.
We pull up and she come running up to us and said that he had scared her because he was in the house when she got home.
I asked Aaron how did he get in the house, and he said that we had left the door unlocked. And I told him no, we didn't.
He had been going into that house, burglarizing the house when they weren't home. And I think it was just basically to be close to them, be close to the family, because it was all personal items and stuff that he was taking until he found the gun.
Where did that come from? Huh? Where did it come from? I don't know, sir.
We knew Aaron took that gun because I found a gun box in his bathroom under a sink. He brought that gun over there with him for a reason.
You scrub.
Why?
I watched, I learned from the Apres Academy people that instead of just wiping this tip primer on here like that, they said to scrub it in until you feel it change, till you feel like some resistance. That's what they said. They said that this short bristled brush is made for that purpose, so that you can scrub
To start
that
the
in.
process, we first need to obtain every document.
Straight out of the mouth of the Apres people.
Of the witnesses, experts that should have been called, Aaron's family. We are going to put together a
So
narrative.
let that dry while I put my primer on my nails.
We'll head over to Aaron's sister's house and we're going to interview her. And I specifically want to focus on his child welfare history.
I do remember everything from when I was a child. All the things that we went through. There's a lot of scars that never heal.
When you order Domino's delivery online, you might get a surprise free. Pizza, lava cakes, or an endless stuffed cheesy bread. Oh, sorry, a regular stuffed cheesy bread. Still free though. Skip the surprise fees from other delivery apps and you could get one of these surprise frees from Domino's.
On my travels across the country, I came across this house with water dripping from the ceiling. You never know when something like this will happen. So let the Geico Insurance Agency help you with homeowners insurance and protect yourself from things like fire, theft, or in this case, water damage. Now, if I had to guess, I'd say somewhere upstairs there's a broken pipe.
Geico. Save even more when you bundle home and car insurance at geico.com.
Is Angel Soft an ideal balance of softness and strength and more sheets? This mom thinks so.
All done? No more. Good job.
Angel Soft, an ideal balance of softness and strength and more sheets.
In any Miller and Montgomery case where I'm dealing with a youthful offender like this, a huge component is being able to piece together the childhood. Hey, how are you? I'm attorney Steve Reba. How are you?
Attorney Jack in the Sunday
I really just wanted to talk to you about Aaron's life, if you're comfortable doing that. Okay, great. Where was he born?
Augusta, Georgia. That was in 96.
So are there any other siblings or any other brothers and sisters?
Cheyenne was the oldest brother, and Elizabeth was the middle child, and Aaron was the baby.
And his dad is your dad. You guys share the
Yes.
same father. Okay. So throughout his entire life, you really had almost no interaction with his dad. Is that true?
Yeah.
Okay. It's my understanding that between his birth and he was 5.5 years, there was some pretty rough abuse
Yes.
going on.
What happened, I went over there, and his mother, she wasn't there, and they were left with 2 men. There was sexual abuse, and I reported it, and they went out there and got the children.
When I was younger, I was molested by many men, being with my mom. I mean, it was like one after another. Once she was out drinking, somehow or another we stayed the night with somebody that we didn't know. I remember him picking me up from the bed and taking me to the living room and doing whatever the hell he wanted to do to me. What we've been through, a little brother and I, was inhumane. Every day, it affected him.
I got full custody. When I got him a psychiatrist, she evaluated and said that he was molested at a very young age. Whatever took place, he was very disturbed.
You're talking about a kid who suffered horrific abuse, really not had any sort of normative family structure. That kid's not really been given a chance.
Let the record reflect that the defendant is in the courtroom. Madam DA, you may call your next witness.
You know, the jury was just not educated at all about how him being a child affected the way he behaved.
I've been doing this for over 20 years, and it's probably one of the most cold-hearted murders that I've seen. And then he's gonna sit there and just lie and lie and lie and lie.
Every time I walk in, you add something more to your story. That is a lie. Why are you lying about this?
Well, any discussion of lying needs to be anchored with the fact that because of their maturity, teenagers have a lot of difficulty participating effectively in the process of interrogation and the legal process in general. They have difficulty seeing the long-term consequences of short-term decisions. They're affected by pressure. They get overwhelmed emotionally and make stupid decisions.
You will see his statement and how the emotion is so fake. This girl he supposedly loves, he's talking about her like she's an object.
I kept her up by her sleeves. I just dragged her out. And he kept on going back and forth, back and forth.
Back and forth, back and forth. That's sick.
Well, the experience of trauma is certainly central to understanding adolescent killers. They're abused, sexually assaulted, and that kind of trauma tends to produce this kind of war zone mentality.
He had a horrible childhood. And this family welcomed him into their home. They were the family that he never had. And look what he did to them.
Okay. Hi, I'm Alana Callahan, and we're going to show you how to make cupcakes. Okay, now your first step is, where you do anything, wash your hands, please. Which we're going to do that right now.
That was her. Wash your hand, please. Kids are everything. All my kids are awesome. And there's Haley, she's 25. There's Amanda. There's Paul, 17. And then there's Chase, who is 16. Alana, who never got to grow older. She's forever 14.
Alana, she was very book smart and not very street smart.
She had no common sense whatsoever. Very gullible. Always fun to mess with, just because I can make her believe anything just about. That was always the fun part.
You never get over the loss. I grieve every day. Sorry. Can't do it.
Stop watching it.
I like the fact that he's put away for life without possible parole. So this way, not another family has to go through what we went through at the hands of him.
I'm Melissa Joan Hart.
We did a full intro, Melissa.
And I want to talk to you about how much I love coffee. You know, until I've had my first cup of the day, I can be kind of a... But I can't legally say with a W?
Lawyers.
Everyone knows that Maxwell House coffee is consistently delicious. And did you know that you can use the grounds as a degreaser that make it easy to clean pots, pans, even countertops? But wait, there's more.
And people think you're naturally perky.
Javali is a Swedish-style coffee that's roasted slowly to be enjoyed slowly. But just look how it also slowly restains this coffee table. So satisfying. But wait, there's still more.
Why do you know these things?
Ethical bean is rich and delicious, but it's also fair trade and organic, so you don't have to sacrifice to indulge. But it turns out the grounds can indulge your skin and hair too. They remove under-eye bags and volumize your hair.
You mean you're giving up your glam team?
Yeah, fat chance. Here's how to order.
Order now and you'll get Maxwell House, Javalia, and Ethical Bean together for one low price. Plus, you'll get the all-purpose kitchen cleanser, the exfoliator and volumizer, the fertilizer and brisket prepper all included because they're all coffee. Yes, we're actually doing this. Order now.
The district attorney's files are not turned over in discovery, and this is the first opportunity we have to see those. Anytime a case is closed, like his is, the district attorney's file becomes subject to Georgia's open records laws. Memorandum, jury notes, all of those things we have a right to look at. What you're always looking for is maybe statements from witnesses they took, potential misconduct, anything that could be potentially exculpatory or helpful to Aaron. Hello. I had an open records review scheduled in Aaron Schmidt's case. Yes. All right, cool. Do you care if this camera? Okay. You're not allowed. This is not compliant. There's just no way. Should I do it the other way? There's got to be like emails between them and the police officers. You know, there's got to be something. Her assistant, Natalie, reviewed the file herself and set these documents aside. I don't know what they are. Could be anything. Didn't she seem nervous to you?
Super nervous. You know,
we achieve what we've set out to achieve.
Natural stiletto, short.
Meticulous. I think we're likely talking about 2 years, potentially before we're in court. You might want to lose this in the outside of those bars.
I have had to fight for him to keep them where they are since the day they were put in prison. I've written so many letters. They don't realize what they do to these families who thought they closed that part of that book. They took a life. You need to spend life in prison without parole.
He'd absolutely deserve to go to prison.
It's Walmart's Black Friday deals for days. Join Walmart Plus now and get early access to the hottest online Black Friday deals. 4 hours early. Only when you become a Walmart Plus member. Join Walmart Plus today.
The plane crashed. A bunch of my friends died. And then the rest of us starved and scavenged and prayed to make it night back home. If they knew where we were, they would be here already. I have no idea what's right or wrong on here. What is this? Scooby back. You're not out of the woods yet.
Before Prohibition, rye whiskey was America's #1 spirit. Afterwards, corn's abundance fueled bourbon's rise. Rye whiskey gave us the classics, and was never lost for our English. Redemption, inspired by a bygone era, is bringing back bold and spicy, rock-forward whiskey.
This time, they're good.
Redemption. This is the rye revival.
I grew up in Maryland for the most part. I was a kid that wouldn't do homework, would be the class clown, skipping school. If I really needed anything, I went to the store and stole it. I had a bad habit of setting stuff on fire. I was a punk kid. I was absolutely a punk kid. Well, I won't lie, I was absolutely scared going into prison with grown men, you know, who had been lifting on weight piles and were 3 times my size. I was definitely in the mentality that I was going to die in prison. This Wednesday, I am going to have a hearing to get resentenced. I don't say I want to go home because I deserve it. To me, I don't deserve anything.
As the district attorney for the 18th Judicial District in Colorado, I play a role in making sure that whatever murder cases we have don't resolve without you. We're now taking a look at the Brooks case. My job is to try to get justice, but let's be honest with each other. There is no way on this planet we can really accomplish justice for some of the heinous crimes that are committed. There just isn't any way to do that. We can't give back what's been stolen. We can't put a son back in a chair at a dinner table anymore.
Let's see what else is in here. With Christopher, I would love to know what he would look like now. His 18th birthday there in Colorado, we had a cookout for him. He had a party with his guys. But this
my
was some of his high school
sinuses, you
buddies,
guys,
and that
are
wasn't
still
all
so
of them.
messed up.
That's what he invited that day.
I don't know what to do about it.
I'm a firm believer in that when somebody passes, there's no reason not to remember them or to talk about them. When you talk about a person and when that person is still there for you. I did not know when he passed away that he had a tattoo. He had Taz written on the back. He considered himself Tasmanian Devil, I guess, but Taz was his nickname. Cartoon. And so he, there's his wrestling. Loved wrestling. That was on the Gateway Wrestling team. That was from 87 to 88 when that picture was taken.
I met Chris my freshman year. Pretty much 8 of us on the
You know
wrestling
what,
team.
guys?
We're all best friends.
I forgot to grow
When he
my
graduated
cuticles.
college,
Lord
he
have
wanted to be a
mercy.
police officer. He was actually doing his background check right before the tragedy happened.
He dreamed of being a police officer. He was a semester away from graduation, and he planned to marry Erin.
He was my true love. He was very excellent.
Aaron was, I think that was his soulmate. I really honestly believe those two were going to get married and have a happy life. White picket fence.
My cuticles aren't bad, but I always go around them.
See him with his children.
Just kind of, you know, seal them good and everything.
I know that Curtis Brooks is getting
So upsetting.
resentenced because of the law. Chris had no resentencing. He has no new life. But
He didn't aim a gun at anyone, and he didn't shoot anyone.
All I know is I fired one in the air. Staring directly at the guy, and then he buckled. Dion had told me that he shot him. He didn't know where he shot him. He didn't just shot him. Didn't shoot him.
Expecting someone else? Oh no, it's the holidays, and we are all about it. However you jingle, we got your jammies. Eggnog, egg roll, you do you, boo. Lovely weather for a golf cart ride together. Or however you want to slay. Nice, nice. It's the naughty ones who make history. All of the jiggle gems, all of the gifts. Happy holidays from Old Navy.
With road insurance, you could save hundreds on car insurance because we think that better drivers deserve better rates. At Root, your driving is the #1 factor in your quote, and that gives you extra money to spend on the stuff you really love. Download the Root app today.
We can't all be morning people, but we can all eat McDonald's for breakfast.
You've earned yourself a good morning. Mix and match any two of these breakfast favorites for only $5.
An amazing deal on this gourmet cover like Marshall.
It's so fancy.
Did you see the one with mystery apartment girl?
She feels a breeze coming from behind the medicine cabinet, so she looks behind it, and guess what she found?
Another dimension?
A stack of cash? We shall see.
It was undisputed that Dion Harris, he was the one who shot the gun that killed Christopher Ramos. But Curtis Brooks is guilty of felony murder. The elements of felony murder is that if during a felony such as aggravated robbery, a person dies, all of the individuals who were involved are just as responsible for the death as the person who actually killed the individual. Based on those actions, he was guilty of felony murder.
That day on April 10th, 1995, I was homeless. And I met some guys that offered me a place to stay. They told me that they had a car, but they made the comment, don't trip on how we get it. I wasn't a stupid kid. I knew what it meant. We were going to go take the car. But I didn't have a sense that somebody was going to die. I didn't intend for anyone to get hurt or shot, but by the law, it doesn't matter. And by the law, I was guilty of what they accused me of.
I had tried begging for a plea offer for Curtis Brooks, and I kept getting denied. Then I was advised that they were extending a plea bargain to Sean Steele because he was too short and small to be convicted of first-degree murder. The 4 individuals in the same case are being treated differently. You have a 13-year-old white kid, Michael Park, that couldn't be charged as an adult. He could only get 5 years as a juvenile. You have a 15-year-old white kid who is the only individual who receives a plea bargain and then receives clemency and is out at 20 years. And now you're telling me that Curtis Brooks, the black 15-year-old with less criminal history, less involvement, was not getting a plea bargain, was a cold, hard reality about the racial disparity that could not be ignored.
You can play your race card if you want, and that's fine. Let the court decide that. I didn't see race as a factor in this at all.
Are there places in the country where racial discrimination still permeates the pursuit of justice? I'm sure. Not here in Colorado and not in this jurisdiction.
As a juror, we looked at the evidence presented to us and came to the conclusion that he was guilty based on the law of capital murder. was after the verdict that everything changed for me. The prosecution was very good. They knew what to try to keep out of this trial. We were never told that the other 3 boys involved had lengthy criminal records. Curtis never had a criminal record. The other 3 boys that morning were on a crime spree, and then they went to the mall and befriended Curtis Brooks. Curtis was not involved in this crime spree. If we would have known all the evidence, I don't think we ever could have found him guilty of capital murder.
This is now coming on 23 years ago. It's clearly the most troubling case in my career. That's what drives me to right this wrong.
Oh, that looks great. So, and then any of the places where they listed other police department cases, right?
I didn't see them. Not in the affidavit.
Hi, beautiful. How are you? Nice to see you. Welcome.
Curtis Brooks came to John Baden Elementary School at the age of 6 years old. I was his principal. He called me his principal mom. I mean, to pick that little boy up and pat his little back and walk with him down the hall. I would never, ever, ever imagine in my wildest dreams that Curtis Brooks would ever be sentenced to life without the possibility of parole.
Basically, the judge, he apparently was reflecting on all this over the weekend and pointed out a legal issue that would allow him to resentence Curtis between 30 and 50 calendar years. So it's a good thing. It's not a guarantee. The state gets to weigh in on that, but it's really hopeful because where we were going tomorrow was fully expecting to get 40 to life.
40 to life is you have to do 40 calendar years before you can go up for parole. It could be death in prison if parole decides never to release you. If I got sentenced to 30, you add in earned time, you can be released immediately.
So tomorrow, impress upon the court your passion, how you know Curtis. Make sure the court is so well aware. This is what you're asking for Curtis. There's a lot of different ways this could go tomorrow, but the bottom line is that it could end up that 40 to life is the only sentence. The uncertainties, building.
This is the people of 611 versus Luxe. 12 people that those defendants' attorneys helped pick found them guilty of those crimes. Mr. Brooks has petitioned for a re-sentencing. Now, the law may change what the outcome of that conviction is, but are we empowered to go back in and say, we know better than the jury on this one? We're just going to go ahead and wipe away all their hard work, effort on this and their outcome, and we're going to come up with one that we like better. It's sort of unprecedented.
I would like to start with Senator Joanne Benson.
Good morning, Your Honor.
We loved our house, but it was time to move. So we used Rocket Mortgage to finance our next home, with less cats.
When you need control over your home loan, Rocket can.
Major choice?
Have mercy.
5G coverage that goes yard.
Is Sean up?
No.
No, he's asleep.
Healthy habits come in all sizes, like little walks and getting screened for colon cancer. That's big, because when caught in early stages, it's more treatable.
Hey, Cologuard.
Hi, I'm non-invasive and I detect altered DNA in your stool to find 92% of colon cancers, even in early stages.
Early stages.
Yep, it's for people 45 plus at average risk for colon cancer, not high risk. False positive and negative results may occur. Ask your provider if Cologuard is right for you.
Count me in. Me too.
Dunkin' is here with your holiday helpers. Peppermint mocha and toasted white chocolate signature lattes. A touch of delicious holiday magic to help you seize the season. Sip through the holidays with signature lattes at Dunkin'. American runs on Dunkin'. It's Macy's Veterans Day sale with our lowest prices of the season on furniture and mattresses.
Alright guys, I have put my orange polish on and my gold polish on, put my little leaf on. I have this little thing of leaves here.
So they can clean pots.
These are not like the really sparkly ones that a lot of people are using. These are more just matte one. But they do look good. I got my little gold line there. So now I'm going to top coat this. And everybody likes to see that top coating process.
They did still on saying he's possibly not breathing.
There was a knock that was ungodly on my front door. And I said, "Has he been shot?"
Christopher Baycott was lured by friends of his. They were just kids.
Some of you guys might ask why I use the little light to
Just somebody who thought he
kind of do a couple swipes over what I'm doing. It's just to keep this in one spot, you know, keep it from, it just kind of starts that teensy bit of the curing process, so then kind of holds still. Your polish doesn't run and it doesn't puddle up in your cuticles or anything like that. I mean, I give it like 5 seconds at the most. Just a very short little thing. Alright, now we're gonna, oh, that looks so good. I'm so in love with this. Pretty. This finger I will probably do 2 top coats just to keep that little leaf encapsulated there, which it looks like it's staying now, but I'll probably do 2 top coats on it just to keep it good and encapsulated. It laid pretty flat, so I'm not too awful worried about it. I think this mani would look good matte as well. So if there's anybody that's thinking about recreating this, I think it would look great matte as well. So there we got that. Let me go ahead and cure this really quick. Alright guys, so to attach the leaf, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take just a little dab of my base coat, and I'm going to put it right here where I want the leaf at. And then I'm going to take the little leaf. I'm going to take it and, Lord. I'm going to take it and I'm going to very slightly bend it. That helps it to be able to grab a hold and lay a little bit flatter. So I'm going to mash it down, turn it or lay it however I want it. I want it slightly a little bit sideways. So see there, by me bending it and putting it on there like that, it made it lay pretty doggone flat, as you can see there. So now I'm going to cure this hand for the 60 seconds, and then we will top coat it, and we will have the same as we have here. So I'll be right back. Alright guys, so I have my Luminosa Luxe Crystal Gloss UV Finish Gel from Hey Beautiful. It is non-wipe. This is a awesome, very thick and glossy top coat. I do like to use it if I have anything to encapsulate. I will say it has failed me a few times on top of dip powder. It did not do too well at all when I used it on top of dip powder, but that could be my fault because after doing a little bit of research into it, I found out when you use this kind of top coat on top, well, a gel top coat on top of dip, you need to maybe put down a dip base coat just to kind of give it something to stick to. So that's probably my own fault that that one didn't work out so good. So, but look at how gorgeous and shiny this top coat is. I really, really like it. I'm a huge, huge fan of it. And I am going to try it again on top of dip powder. I'm just going to make sure to put down a base coat first, as was recommended by people that know a whole lot more than me in this game. Alright guys, so there is that. I do like to, well, if I can get this, got a little hair, of course. Turn them over like this, count to probably about 10. Helps them to self-level. Something I learned from Couture. That's something that he does with all of his clients. Oh no, look at that. I just now noticed that. Oh no. You guys see that? See where it's like cracked? Oh man. Wonder what happened. Oh, that's heartbreaking. I know you can get some replacement tips. I guess that's what I'm going to have to do. These are the little leaves that I used. I honestly can't tell you where I got these from because I do not remember. I have had them since, gosh, the springtime or something like that. Maybe June-ish. I got them in a set that I got back then. They, I know everybody's using the really sparkly ones, but this was a mani that I saw by someone else. I would tell you who, but I don't remember. I'm not trying to keep from giving them credit. I just really don't remember. Okay. After that, what I like to do, look at that gorgeous shine. I like to take my file, pull that skin back good, and just go little bitty bit, not much, around those edges. Get them good. You want to crisp them up good. I like to rub my hand down there, make sure it's all good. Now you're not trying to file into your top coat, of course. You don't want to do that. I try to keep it underneath the nail as best I can. But for any pieces that you have that are rough, just give them a little file. So hard to do your non-dominant hand. I hate doing my non-dominant hand, you guys. If I could just go around with a mani on my dominant hand, I would. Or if I could like somehow do it. I know like you can do these tips on your stands and then apply it to your nails with like regular nail glue or acrylic or something like that. But I just don't know about that. I just don't feel like it would last. So I haven't actually tried to do that. But just give them a little file around the edges. Crisping everything up. Keep you from having any stuck down fingers. Okay, after that, I already done that to this hand, so I'm just gonna take my little stiff brush and get out any pieces, any of that dust, nail dust. And you guys know what comes last. This is my 24 karat luxury cuticle oil from Red Iguana. Look at that stuff. It is so nice. This is definitely luxury cuticle oil. Love this stuff. It is so nice. I just wonder if I should have put some gold flakies in with that leaf. It's not like that in the inspo picture, but I just wonder if I should have. Just, you know, because it's not like something on the inspo picture. It doesn't mean you can't change it up, make it how you want it. If you want it a slightly different way than the inspo picture, that's fine. You do you, boo. I'm just playing. Oh, this stuff smells so good, and it's so nice, and it rubs in so good. Oh, yes. Alright, guys. Or somebody's tearing my house down like always. Alright, there it is. That's the final shot there. I hope you guys liked it. I'm gonna try to get in this one plus one more fall mani. This is November 9th, so I'm gonna get this video up as soon as I can. I'm gonna try to get in this one, like I said, this one, and maybe one more fall mani, and then it's probably time to move on to something else. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.